And we are just about ready to get this one rolling. Emma Worthington is prepared to set, or serve for Duke rather. And we are underway. A Friday night in the ACC begins with a service error and a point for Georgia Tech. So 1-0 Duke here to begin this first set. And now serving for the Yellow Jackets, Paula Pimentel, the Brazilian libero. And the first swing for Duke from Carrie Keefe results in a point for the Yellow Jackets.
And you'll see right away, setter Worthington will work pin to pin, so that time getting Keefe going on the right side.
Pimentel's second serve. A bump set this time from Hunter. And Gracie Johnson, what a dig from Bianca Bertolino to keep it alive. And Johnson, deep corner,
yes,
kept alive. That'll bring the fans to their feet here early. And a middle kill from Lizzie Fleming.
What momentum Georgia Tech almost got, saving that amazing play, but that's how you shut it up right away. A transitional middle attack going down, beautiful save by Bertolino to the corner, but just not enough for Fleming to put a ball away in transition.
She's hitting over 400 this year. That's 8th in the ACC as a service error that time from Gracie Johnson. And Kaylee, that was something we spoke to Coach Nagel about this week. Their serving philosophy. She doesn't want to be so aggressive to the point where they don't care about service errors.
Coach Nagel has that experience on her side in her 25th season at Duke. You have to be calculated with those serving risks that you're taking because you rely on that middle attack, your outside transition. It's beautiful. You got to give yourself a chance with that serve.
Worthington goes to the back row with Gracie Johnson. A joust at the net, kept alive. Georgia Tech leads this first set 3 points to 1, make it 3-2. Carrie Keefe polishes it off.
That's exactly what we're talking about with Duke. They're 5th in the ACC in blocks per set with 2.29. You're seeing the early one get going with that block shutdown.
So Georgia Tech leading 3-2 in this first set. This is Christina Barrow, a Georgia native, coming home for Duke serving. Back row. Little off-speed touch from Bertolino. And a big swing from the outside, Rachel Richardson, but it's too strong. Point Yellow Jackets. Tech leads 4-2.
You'll see the strategy early on for Duke. When the setter is at the net running an offense, you'll see her trying to get low flat balls, get the middles involved. But anytime it becomes a little predictable, if the pass is slightly off, Georgia Tech's block does a good job to set up.
Tamara Otene serving, a tough serve. And into the net, point Georgia Tech. Jess Robinson did all she could, but that was a tough first touch.
Pierce was all over that tight ball. When a setter has to go up with one hand, you know it might be a little miscommunication or for timing-wise. Nice job, Pierce.
Another poor first ball from Duke. Georgia Tech, they're a little out of sorts. And Otene into the tape, and it rolls on the Yellow Jackets side of the net. Point Duke. It is now Yellow Jackets 5, Blue Devils 3.
Georgia Tech goes the way Otene plays. That's what you want to key in when you watch Georgia Tech's offense. That was a beautiful block to get that.
Opening set and another service error for the Blue Devils. Georgia Tech leads 6-3. Half their points have come on missed serves for Duke.
When you go against a top-ranked team, right now Georgia Tech's 13th in the nation, you know you have to take risk on the service line, and sometimes you go for your ace serve right away instead of settling into the match a little bit.
Now here's Liz Patterson, senior from Birmingham, Alabama. She's come off the bench to be a serve specialist at times this year. And she picks up an ace for the Yellow Jackets, right on cue, her second of the year.
Beautifully done. Patterson brings not only just a steadiness on the service line back row, but energy on the court. Watch her just fight hard when she gets a defensive run.
Georgia Tech did not have an ace last Sunday in their 3-0 loss against Miami. They've got one here early tonight. Jess Robinson from the middle, and the former Michigan Wolverine. She looks just fine in the royal blue.
All the Michigan fans are going, go blue, you're still rocking that blue. Robinson going cross the body on that. You're gonna see Duke, and I'm loving the strategy. Worthington, the setter, is really trying to get the middle involved early and often.
Bella D'Amico checking at the center spot. She tees up Anna Bosey.
All the yeses right there. right there, D'Amico goes, hey, you can set the middle, Worthington. I can do it too. Watch her sticking that pass is Bertolino. Nice 3, distance set out.
Worthington, Gracie Johnson looking for her first point tonight. Otene down the middle and just inside the back line. Point Yellow Jackets, Tech leading now 9-4 in this first set.
Okay, Otene, when you get some back row play going, but I love watching Otene play because if she starts going, she's hard to stop.
And a free ball and an easy kill for Larissa Mendez.
This is what we're talking about, a playing inspired. You got Mendez with an overpass, but all together, Georgia Tech feeling comfortable in the rhythm.
The Yellow Jackets a 10-4 lead. Duke with 3 service errors. The Yellow Jackets with a service ace. We'll be back in a moment from Midtown Atlanta.
Lil, why don't you just take a seat?
Are you kicking me out?
Mommy! Oh, never leave again.
Henry texted me today. Which one of these cowboy hats looks best with my suit? Yeah! No hats, Henry. No hats.
I need to grow my business, move out of my parents' house, fall in love, get married, become Beyonce's personal makeup artist, and live happily ever after.
Miss you already.
Hey, Jake from State Park.
You know, it's really scary.
Popcorn with no butter.
No, getting insurance. I mean, what if the jargon makes me feel alone and in the dark?
Hey, at State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Sorry. Is that seat taken?
Get on up here, buddy. Let's go. Let's go. Want some water?
Yeah, for my cup of ale.
I saw. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Yeah, with Metro, there's no contracts, no price hikes, no surprises. There's not a yada yada.
Wait, Metro has not of the contract yada yada?
With this surprise yada yada. Price hike yada yada. Yada 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 yada.
Contract yada yada.
And this yada yada.
I don't know, kid. That one makes sense.
Nada yada yada means wireless without the gotcha. No contracts, no price hikes, no surprises. Only at Metro.
We teased in our open that Eloise Sawada as the freshman would get the start at setter for Georgia Tech, but tonight, for the first time in a couple of weeks, they start their veteran preseason All-ACC, Bella D'Amico. Keely, what do you make of that decision?
Well, Bella D'Amico was the starting setter that really had played all preseason as a starting setter and just went through a little rough patch, but during the, oh, that's a beautiful block. Sometimes I get distracted. Good job, Bianca Bertolino, but when your setter gets her rhythm back, and then you can settle back into offense. Bertolino does a great job on the outside, but her setter, D'Amico, just doing a good job running the show today.
Worthington, another slide. This time, Robinson cashes in.
Yes, I am loving ACC volleyball this year. We're watching some stellar volleyball. When she didn't get the first kill, got blocked, that's the confidence an experienced setter has to go back. Worthington right back to Robinson for that cross-court kill.
And now Madison Bryant serving. Libero for Duke. D'Amico, back row, Otene, and it's in, just kissing the line.
Yes, 2 for 2. Otene out of the back row, plays so steady. You almost want to see her smile because that was good. Nice job, D'Amico, trusting Otene was going to arrive.
She had 20 kills a week ago tonight against Florida State. And here's the jump serve from Bertolino. It's a bomb. And it's a point for the Yellow Jackets on the free ball.
Coach Collier's reaction made me laugh on that one. Just when you wanted Mendez just to rip it, do that overpass, Mendez went for the two-handed tip shot to tool the block. Risky, but it paid off.
Bertolino again. Johnson blocked. She still hasn't scored in this match. Duke's leading scorer, and she pounds one into the net that time. Point Georgia Tech.
On the first play, Georgia Tech went all the way over to a triple block. And on that second swing, Johnson tried to do the line shot, expecting 3 blockers to be there again.
That was her 6th swing of the night, Keely. No player in the ACC currently playing has more kills than Gracie Johnson does in her career. And this time, Carrie Keefe, a little off speed. D'Amico to Mendez, the freshman. Good dig in the back row that time from Tomlak. And a pancake from Mendez. It's still alive. Mendez. Free ball. Otene. Duke hanging tough. It's Keefe from the back row, and she gets the kill for the Blue Devils. Big momentum for Duke as they snap a 3-0 run for Tech.
The addition of Keefe on that back row attack's been really nice for Duke. You don't have to avoid hands as much as you can touch them and get that redirect, so it makes it really hard for a defender to make a second move off the blocker's touch.
Carrie Keefe, what a steal for Duke from the West Coast of the Bay Area. Anna Bosey dropping bombs in the back row.
One thing Georgia Tech knew that they needed from last weekend to now was that middle attack. It's nice to see it getting going. Bosey with the rip, D'Amico with the dish.
That was some pretty serious thunder from Anna Bosey stepping in for Liv Mogridge. That's another part of tonight's match, Keely, with Duke's strong middle. Georgia Tech down their top middle blocker and Liv Mogridge, who is dressed out tonight. Swing from Keefe. You know, how does Georgia Tech handle that dangerous block for Duke? So far, so good.
Pretty.
With digs like that, right? And there's a violation there against, say, a double touch on the Yellow Jackets.
That's hard to do. A nice high dig. As a setter, you got to pop it fast because that ball is like physics. The higher it goes, the heavier it falls.
Now Gracie Johnson serving. 5th-year Blue Devil. A grad student. A little miscommunication that time, maybe. But Otene makes up for it. She gets the tool. Point Yellow Jackets.
Bella D'Amico on the run was yelling help as she delivered a beautiful bump set. She was hoping somebody would step in, and then Otene doing her thing at the net.
Now with 3 kills. And a beautiful right side swing from Carrie Keefe. It's not just they got her from California, Keely. Her entire family is Stanford blood. See one more swing here. Her mother, Kristen, played volleyball at Stanford. Her father played basketball there. Her twin sisters both played volleyball there. Her brother played volleyball at Stanford, or basketball at Stanford. But Carrie Keefe winds up a Blue Devil in Durham, and she's been a huge part of their success this year.
Yes, and then adding it, her mom was on the '96 Olympic team, so volleyball blood in the family, not just athletic genes. You got a lot of volleyball action at a high level.
Her father was a first-round pick of the Atlanta Hawks.
Let's go.
Back in the early '90s, so she's playing in a spot at least her father's familiar with. I don't think Carrie was around for that. And Robinson, kept alive by Mendez. Where's Worthington going to go? Why not the middle? And a flush from Carrie Keefe. That was like a 2-hand jam.
Just beautiful, ready at the net. The game of Worthington, it doesn't matter where that ball is. If it's anywhere close to the net, that ball is going to find the middle attack. Nice block and way to be ready, Keefe. But it's that middle attack where Duke's really working for him.
And another service error against the Blue Devils. That's the 5th of this set, Keely.
I remember Coach Nagel saying in the interview in the first match of the season, she said, I don't really remember. It was like 22 or 24 missed serves. It was really hard to watch, but when you come out in a new gym, you want to try to beat that top-ranked team. You got to go hard.
Patterson serving. Robinson is blocked. Anna Bosey, why has she stepped up, Keely, since Liv Mogridge went down?
Georgia Tech is last in the ACC in blocks per set, so it's nice to see Bosey stepping up in the first set, getting one for her team.
Anna Bosey, 2 blocks on Sunday against Miami. She's now played in 7 consecutive matches. She had played just 2 prior to this run, with Mogridge going down. And for Georgia Tech, that was one of the big questions. I think they missed Mogridge's presence on Sunday against Miami. Anna Bosey early on stepping up.
there's a transition happens when you are on the bench to begin this season, but you work really hard in practice to earn playing time. Nerves start when you get that final play of your game, but once you settle into what you can do, the confidence, and you're seeing her coaching staff really work hard in practice to get that rhythm going, and then the blocking attitude. Bozy is just an amazing player to play with. Her teammates love her.
So Georgia Tech up 19-9. There is Mogridge in the back. Good sign to see her dressed out tonight. She and Eloise Suarez have a little bit of a dance party there, Keely.
Yes, rocking those pink shirts today too.
Nothing moves the soul like a little bit of Georgia Tech band music. Every time we touch Cascada.
Solid.
You know that one?
I mean, I recognize it.
Okay, there you are.
I couldn't pull it out like you can pull stuff out.
It took me a moment. All right, so a 10-point edge for the Yellow Jackets. And Keely, this feels like a group that had a little sour taste in their mouth after being swept on their home floor last Sunday. They waited 5 days, put some work in this week here in the gym. They've come out firing all cylinders. Another ace for Patterson.
Every coach will tell you they'll take a mid-season loss rather than that postseason loss. So sometimes you need that little wake-me-up. And if you're Miami, they played great. Georgia Tech says thank you because we're playing much better today.
And leaping up Richardson, a dig off the chest from Liz Patterson. And trying to go back row line that time, and it's long. Point Georgia Tech. And how about the boost Liz Patterson has brought for the Yellow Jackets here in this first set? A couple aces, and man, that was a pretty serious dig.
That take one for the team moment. If anyone's going to step up for her team, it's Patterson right off the chest. Get that, stepping in, no problem. Then heck, a little net violation, you want it back, but Duke's happy to get that side out.
Yeah, so Duke gets the point on that net violation. Bertolino, a little joust up top. Back row, Richardson into the tape and onto the Duke side. Point Yellow Jackets.
If you're looking at the Yellow Jackets right now, your pass and serving game is on. Georgia Tech's #1 in digs per set as well, working great. For Duke, the middle offense is working, but you can't really run it unless you get a solid pass.
And Gracie Johnson blocks. Keely, she continues to be shut out. Johnson leads Duke, averaging over 3 kills per set. She's top 15 in the ACC.
Check out that wall. It's hard to get through 6'4" Mendez with that stuff block.
Worthington, a little sneak attack there. And a violation that time on Duke, reaching over the net that time. I think they caught Gracie Johnson, point Yellow Jackets.
If the ball was clearing the top of the net, it's like an invisible playing field, you have the right to go ahead and attack it. In this situation, the referee said the ball stayed on Georgia Tech's side for Georgia Tech to make a play first.
Back row, Otene, a roll shot on the slide. It's Robinson. Pimentel going to Bertolino with some serious thump, and she beats the dig of Madison Bryant. Set point for the Yellow Jackets.
I'm going miles per hour, or we should say kilometers per hour. And from Argentina, you got Bianca Bertolino, #5 on your screen, one of the heaviest hands hitting in the ACC.
One thing's for sure, it had a lot of heat on it. Now Bella D'Amico, her first start in the last couple of weeks, a chance to serve for the set. It's a pretty good one. Back row, Keefe. Mendez. Bozy set to the Yellow Jackets. You want to talk about a response. The other team a point.
Right back in the side-out game, you only could win a point on your serve, so you could just rip it. Almost like tennis, do your first serve every single time.
How about that for a first serve? Bianca Bertolino. She is 6th nationally with now 43 aces this season. That's tops in the ACC. She's closing in on 100 career aces. And it's that jump serve, Keely. right into the net and an error on Bertolino. But again, serving aggressively. If you get that 1-to-1 ratio, I think you feel pretty good.
Right. Well, a lot of the times Bertolino does not get the ace. She'll create the scramble and serve receive. Exactly.
Sorry, Emma Worthington serving. Off her back foot, Pimentel the dig. Mendez blocked. Gracie Johnson is on the board. Keeley, they've got to get her going offensively. She did not score at all in that opening set.
And you'll see Fleming make the move. That's when you have to choose to hit line or cross court. Nice close block on that. Beautiful stuff blocked by Johnson. Bosey
blocked again. Joust at the net. Mendez gets it over. And that's going to be a violation against the Yellow Jackets. Georgia Tech does a good job on the scramble, but this Duke block is coming in hot in the second set. Yellow Jackets keep it alive. Worthington, a little bit of a miscommunication with her middle that time. Fleming. And instead, it's a point for the Yellow Jackets. If you're watching Georgia Tech from last weekend to now, it is obvious that they've worked Bosey in practice a ton. You love D'Amico getting Bosey involved in the offense first set and now in the second. She leads the Yellow Jackets with 4 kills, Keeley. Fleming! Vertical drop on that one. What is that? Anything you can do, I can do better. Fleming coming at it. I love Worthington just going to the middle. She's getting a good pass. The middles for Duke right now have 4 kills of the 8 kills. Yeah, Robinson and Fleming combining. They're one of 3 middle blocker duos in the country, Keeley, hitting over 400 each of them. The only other 2 are Florida State and Pittsburgh. But this has been a troublesome theme. These service errors for Duke, that's now 6 in the match. And by the way, although Duke has had a 3-0 run in this set, they did not win back-to-back points at all in the first set. Georgia Tech side out rate was 100% as Mendez gets the ace. That's one thing when you look at Georgia Tech's passing. You have Pimentel's a steady libero. You have Bertolino, the libero, and now outside hitter for the Argentine national team. It's hard to try to dodge them. Pierce tries to flush. Did she get hands? No, and it landed wide. So she misses that free ball opportunity. A point to Duke. The right idea. You saw it started with a nice serve. Just Pierce, I know, wants that overpass back. Fleming serving. Look at that pass. It's not easy. Did Pierce get hands? She did. She was putting those fingertips together. And she got the call. This is when you can set your middle. D'Amico running a good offense right at the net. Pierce going around on her overpass and that slide attack, not really connecting with her hand contact to give the ball topspin to drop in the court. Come on. Great dig from Bertolino on the swing from Robinson. Worthington back row Johnson. Come on. How about the digs for Georgia Tech? They lead the ACC in that category, one of their biggest strengths defensively. And a pancake save. Can Otene keep it alive? Yes! Wow! Keith continuing to work. This would be quite a point for Georgia Tech if they can win it. Highlight dig after highlight dig. This is a clinic. Keith trying to finish. Oh! She's blocked, and the point goes to Georgia Tech. This is why you off-season train Scott McDonald on the sideline, Georgia Tech strength coach on his feet. That is why you run sprints, the layout, extra effort, the agilities, getting it a team effort play. Scott McDonald, bravo, preparing your team. Scott McDonald, a Georgia Tech lifer. One of the best in the business. Keith trying to respond. More spectacular work by the Georgia Tech dig. But that swing is long from Bertolino. Point Duke.
Bertolino catching that one with authority, but just taking it wide, trying to avoid that big block from Duke. These are the points right now you need to push if you're Duke, just to stay in this.
And the defensive effort for the Yellow Jackets tonight, Duke is sitting negative tonight. Otenay, little long, point Duke.
It's a right idea. You can see it started with a great serve. Keith putting a nice flat ball on her pop on that serve.
Gary Keith. All ACC freshman team last year, and she notches an ace for the Blue Devils, her 14th of the year. Duke has 7 different players, Keely, with double-digit aces this year.
Just impressive. Coach Nagel spends a lot of time on serving during practice, and it's definitely showing.
Better pass that time. Bertolino going line. Beautiful dig from Keith. Back row, Johnson, roll shot. And a block from Robinson. Back corner, just Robinson. You don't see that type of precision too often in the middle, Keely.
Beautifully done. Bryant first on that dig, keeping it going, and then Worthington is an offensive setter. So Georgia Tech block released on the jump with Worthington, leaving that one-on-one opportunity for the put away with Robinson.
Yeah, she's got a chance to reach that 2,500 kill mark tonight, as it looks like we have a challenge here. Yes, we do. So Michelle Collier looking for a net violation here. We've talked about it many times. She has a keen eye for those net violations, and also works as a timeout for her team as Duke on a 4-0 run. A chance to, if nothing else, break up the rhythm.
You know, Georgia Tech right now is playing well. The difference is Duke has stepped up their game, getting the serves going. Yeah, that was a little heartbreaker in the first set, but you can see the rhythm coming strong. And then Worthington working that middle attack, and Duke's block showing up in the second set.
So here's a look at the play. Looking to see if there's any movement here. Oh, I saw a little rattle there with the netting. Was that the fingertips of Robinson as she was going up?
Worthington's fingers as she's going up. But I'm so impressed with Coach Collier. I swear, she's like 95% correct on her net violations and touch. Beautiful, nice job.
She's almost got that sixth sense, doesn't she?
She just waits for any net motion. She's like, not caused by my player. If I see net motion, the ball cleared the net, it's definitely on the Duke side.
So in your opinion, that's enough to overturn it?
Yes, there was definitely net motion. Watch the fingers as it comes up. Worthington doing a swing block, dropping her hands back. Right here, coming up, you can see all that movement of the net.
So continue to take a look at it. And now we've got a call from our second referee, Harold Weber. And it is overturned. Point to the Yellow Jackets. That makes it an 8-7 lead for Duke. And now we're seeing a change at the setter spot for Duke. Millie Meir, redshirt freshman, checking in for the Blue Devils. Liz Patterson, who's had a strong start to her serve game tonight, now back behind the line for the Yellow Jackets. And we're also getting a look at Ngazi Ilo.
Atlanta native, let's go.
Out of McIntosh High School in Peachtree City, Georgia. 17 in blue. Oh, Patterson, when it's your night, it's your night. She got the roll, and Ngazi's blocked. Richardson tries to place it. Otenay's there. Meir to Ngazi. Ngazi Ilo bumps it over. And Elo taps it, but she cannot catch any hands. Point, Georgia Tech.
Beautifully done, coming strong. I love the Duke fight in this rally, in this set completely as a team. Coach doing the double sub, just creating some more offense with Elo on the right side. I'm liking it.
Elo's got a little more playing time recently. So is Millie Mears. They're running that 6-2. And a point to Duke. That time another kill from the middle queue.
That's hard to do on the run. A setter Mirror, watch her find her on the run, about 5 feet off the net, staying low, still dishing a beautiful ball fast enough for Robinson to connect.
Now Rachel Richardson. A tough serve. Mendez is blocked by Johnson. Bertolino down the line. Point, Yellow Jackets. We're tied at 9.
Bella D'Amico is popping her set so beautifully. Nice and low, on the money. Just great hands today.
Has to do a lot for her confidence after being placed in that secondary role the last 3 matches. D'Amico feeling it to Otene, and she found the soft spot in the center of the floor, Keely. What precision.
Otene's so solid back there. You know, on a good play, on an average play, Otene has the same reaction, which makes her great when the matches are tough. So steady and calm. There's a smile.
She sold that big swing well. Another tough serve. Good dig by Bryant. And a great swing from Jess Robinson. That's how you serve receive, huh?
Right on the money. And then the force of the middle. I love it. I was a middle setter myself. On the run, speed wins. So you go, speed creates a one-on-one opportunity almost every time. So Robinson on the run, you can still get her the ball. I love that by Mir.
Yeah, Coach Nagel shared that with us. She felt like Millie Mir a little more comfortable setting the middle. Speaking of setting something in the middle. Oh, I know that was Mendez, but that was right in the middle of the net.
That was a beautiful play. You're right, Wiley. With your right side, that's about a 1.5. It's not so much a 2, not a super high ball. But I love that play. It's a new one. We haven't seen it in a while from Georgia Tech.
So Mendez, the freshman, picks up her 3rd kill. And that's an ace. Bianca Bertolino.
Another steady player for Georgia Tech, just walks back home. You know, you watch like top basketball players getting their free throw rhythm. Bertolino has her service rhythm every time, goes back and does the same thing.
Overpass, point, Jackets. Tamara Otene.
Nice and easy, over the net. Otene is ready, and Bertolino not liking her toss on that serve, but still getting an overpass. You'll take it.
And now Rachel Richardson being replaced by Sydney Tomlak as Richardson moved to the back row. Tomlak coming in for a little extra defense. She had a big match against Georgia Tech last year, set a career high with 11 digs. Bozy testing Tomlak early, and what a flat palm swing. That was like a hook shot from Gracie Johnson.
So athletic, Gracie Johnson ready at the net. That's her first clean look all day, taking it. Been waiting for this, just edible right there, going up, ripping it off a 2.
Nice job squaring her shoulders. Tough serve from Elo. Mir to Bryant. Otene.
Gosh, Wiley, this is what we saw all preseason along with Georgia Tech. You get your middle involved, and then when you need a put away with authority, you're going to Otene on the outside. If Otene starts playing the way she's doing right now, Georgia Tech will cruise. It's all about how she plays, that stability, but yet fire.
It's her 2nd year at Georgia Tech, and we talked about it in the non-conference, Keely, but that move back to the outside for her has been much more comfortable than having played the right side last year.
100%, why?
And Gracie Johnson clips the hands of Mendez, and a point for Duke. And like we touched on, they've got to get Gracie Johnson going, and she appears to be heating up a little bit in this 2nd set.
Right now, Georgia Tech has the matchup against Johnson, and then in front of the 6'4" Mendez. So Mendez has done a great job, but that's 2 for 2 by Johnson.
Cross court. Otene takes out Worthington. It's Keefe, and she goes to the shallow side.
This is the advantage of being left-handed on the right side. So watch how Keefe gets out of the court. She gets wide enough to come in and hit that angle off of the bump set by Bryant.
Now cleaning up the Yellow Jackets side of the floor. Gary Keefe was among the top 10 recruits in the nation. Missed the first 8 matches of her freshman season, but was still an all-ACC freshman team selection. She's coming to her own this year. Otene with some serious firepower, handled by Bryant. Another touch for Otene, this time with the left. Richardson gets it over. A free ball for the Jackets. Keefe.
Yes.
Joust.
Okay.
Point Duke. Rachel Richardson rising up at 5'9".
Getting up Richardson. She's been waiting her time. The nice tight ball already. Good swing, great dig by D'Amico to keep the rally going. But you'll take an overpass just ready at the net to put it right into the lap of Pierce.
Well, it's pretty simple. You look at the roster and you see Richardson listed there at 5'9". It tells you she can jump.
Yes. At an ACC level, you can jump.
Otene into the net, point Duke, and the Blue Devils back in front. This is a 4-0 run. And with that, we're going to step aside. The Yellow Jackets ran away with set number 1, but the Blue Devils responding here on the road in a hostile environment.
Want to know why no one out Pizza Hut? Pizza Hut meat lovers' melts are filled with almost a half a pound of meat and cheese for just $6.99. Enough for 2, price for 1. That's why no one out-pizzas the Hut.
All right, now.
What if my coverage isn't right? What if I accidentally hit a food truck? What if it gets covered in empanadas?
At State Farm, we're there for your what-ifs.
Thanks.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Imagine a lifetime spent waiting. Waiting for a family. Waiting to be loved. Older and special needs shelter dogs wait the longest to find loving people. That's why Subaru created National Make a Dogs Day, to help these special underdogs never feel left behind again. Subaru, more than a car company.
You look like a flower, so sweet today. You look like a flower, each and every way. You look like a flower.
Etsy has home, style, gifts. Etsy has it.
Well, both Georgia Tech and Duke will reach the midway point of ACC play this weekend. And for Duke, it's been pretty simple. If they're facing a team in the ACC with a 500 or worse record, they've had some pretty good success this year. It's those ACC teams above 500, Keely, where they're still looking for that first breakthrough. And obviously those teams, they're above 500 for a reason. You're talking about Louisville, Florida State, Pittsburgh. But tonight would be huge if Duke can find a way to get one on the road against a quality ACC opponent. And a point for the Yellow Jackets out of the break. We're even at 15.
Duke is playing with 5 grad players. There's a lot of experience, so you know they don't look at the record as going into the match. They're going all out, and you can see the recovery from the first set to now. This is the Duke volleyball we're used to seeing.
Keefe, just a sophomore among all those veterans, picks up another kill. That's her 6th of the match. And she's been Duke's best offensive source tonight. She's already got 6 kills and 9 digs.
You know, I bet her mom, being an Olympian volleyball player, when she found out that Keefe, her daughter, was left-handed, She's probably like, yes, I have a lefty, because if you're left-handed and good at volleyball, you're going to find your way on the right side of some college volleyball team.
And that's an ace for Lizzie Fleming, her first of the season. So as much as we talk about how Duke has all those different weapons behind the service line, she may not be at the top of that list, but like you said, another graduate student, tons of experience. Missed 9 ACC matches last year. Fully healthy this year, and that attack is long from Otene. And Duke now up by 3, and Coach Michelle Collier wants a timeout.
A lot rides on the shoulders of Otene. You know, a lot of serve-receive patterns. In this particular serve-receive pattern, we've seen Pierce get a slide attack multiple times. I would like to see Georgia Tech go to that to see if they can take some pressure off of the Otene's outside attack.
How conscious of you were you of that as a setter? I mean, were you reading body language from your pin hitters saying, okay, she seems to be feeling a little bit, let me try and go somewhere else?
I was fortunate in my years to have great passing, and then I had 4 hitters in the top 25 hitting percentage one year. The goal was to be the least predictable setter possible. So your goal as a setter is to actually try to find something that the hitter is successful at. So Pierce, number 1 on your screen, is good at a slide attack, but she likes it at a certain height, certain depth inside. You want to hit that set every time to make her successful, to then take the pressure off of other areas on the court, even though you're going to go back to them. But the goal is to not have the blocker set up with 4 hands. You only want 1 blocker with 2 hands in front of your hitter. Then you get an A+ for the day if you're a setter.
And for Bella D'Amico getting a chance to start after sitting out the last couple of weeks in kind of that secondary setter role. Meanwhile, in that Duke huddle right now, Keely, they're in position to where they can even this match up. What do you think the message is from Coach Nagel?
Coach Nagel between 1 and 2 was like, guys, we just need to serve. Like, give us a chance. And then once Duke got their service game going, looks so much better right now. Then the offense started to click in. You're seeing Keith, number 11 on your screen, on the right side, just lighten it up. And then you got the middle attacks, Ben on fire between Robinson and Fleming. Worthington's running a great show. This is Duke volleyball.
D'Amico goes back row to Bertolino, and a point for the Yellow Jackets. Worthington did all she could with that one-handed dig. But a kill for Bertolino. She's now got 3. It's been a balanced attack so far for Georgia Tech. 4 different players with 3 or more kills.
A scouted play out of a timeout, going back row on a good play. The coaching staff looked at each other, gave each other a head nod like that was a good call.
Bryant trying to get it back over. It bumped across by Robinson. Tight to the net. Pierce on the slide. That's the ball you're talking about, Keely.
That's how you keep the blocker honest. Robinson knows how to close. She can get over, but if you have to create offense on the right side to create that one-on-one opportunity for Pierce for the put away.
Yellow Jackets trailing by a point. Tamara Otene. Bryant. Robinson off the beak of Paula Pimentel. And Jess Robinson, she got the match started for Duke offensively, and now she's going to try and close out this second set.
Robinson, I wish you had 5 more years. I know you're a grad student, but you're fun to play, getting up fast, cutting that ball hard shot. It wasn't even like toward the corner, inside, hard.
Otene back row. This time it's Richardson. Another dig from Pimentel. Bertolino swatted. Johnson a little flat-footed on that swing. Keefe had to pull up. Bertolino, what a cut. It's not an easy shot with the right, is it?
Yeah, incredible. Taking off pace, making it a hard inside cut shot. That was a mostly wrist shot. You saw her take pace away because she was going for the hard angle. Watch her slow up her arm. Beautiful bump set by Pimentel. That's all hand right there, inside hard cut shot.
So I guess if you're not left-handed, that's a good option.
Yeah, the right side can do the same. Like Keith, I know she can cut that hard inside the 10-foot line as well from the right.
Liz Patterson. She's got 2 of Georgia Tech's 5 aces from the service line tonight. Meir coming in, and a little miscommunication between her and Robinson. We're even at 19.
You can see the strategy, though. I'm loving it. Robinson is hot. Keep feeding her. Mir wants that set back. If you get a good pass, I would go right back to Robinson. Why not?
Low dig. That time Elo had tough timing it up. And a kill from Tamara Otene. Now the Yellow Jackets taking control.
I love watching Georgia Tech's practices because they make all of the players on their team practice out of system ball control. So you saw Bianca Bertolino coming off. Watch a bump set, guys. That was like coming from a setter on the money type of bump set. Great job delivery on that bump set by Bertolino.
So timeout taken by Duke. Each team with one timeout left. A sold-out crowd here in O'Keefe. The 22nd consecutive sellout for Georgia Tech volleyball here in O'Keefe.
A little Steph Robbins. You're married now. I don't know your married name, but a volleyball player right there for Georgia Tech on alumni night.
For the Yellow Jackets, look at Claudio Pinheiro, great Brazilian coach. Michele Collier, also a native of Brazil. And tell you what, the international flavor on this roster, Keely, not only is it fun to talk about, it also is a big part of their success. Take a look at these numbers.
Yeah, carrying a major load. I know Coach Claudio Pinheiro, Coach Collier, really keeping their relationships quiet because there's a pipeline that they're reaching for, grabbing some amazing international players, just keeping the Georgia Tech program going year after year.
And the dig spot, you got Paula Pimentel from Brazil, aces Bianca Bertolino from Argentina, kills Mendes from Brazil, Bertolino from Argentina. Don't forget about Tamara Otene from New Zealand. You got Eloise Suarez, 45% of the assists. She's from Brazil. So it's just all across the Southern Hemisphere.
Oh yeah, Çokur from, we got one from Turkey.
Yes, true. They got Europe covered as well. Istanbul. Or Izmir, rather. Also out of the timeout. Duke draw something up. They go to the middle. Battle at the net. That ball's supposed to hit the floor. Good reaction from Bryant. Johnson. Patterson feeds Bertolino. And she's blocked. Jess Robinson taking matters in her own hands.
Incredible volleyball we're witnessing. And the final block, the reach over. I think Robinson's hands was almost toward that 10-foot line, that reach over penetration.
Yes. So tied at 20. Rachel Richardson. Good serve. And it gets the overpass and the flush from Robinson. Point Duke.
That is how you send an overpass over. Instead of going straight into the block, you always are the first one to touch it and redirect. Robinson, picture perfect.
She's a transfer from Michigan, Keely, where she holds the school record for hitting percentage. I don't think you're surprised to hear that, given the way she's played these first two sets. But you talk about the experience and just how dangerous you can be at this level when you have a middle as impactful as Jess Robinson. I mean, her numbers in the season, she's top 5 in the ACC in blocks per set. As we said, hitting well over 400. And you talk about her ties to Michigan. Well, they took on the Wolverines earlier this season. She posted a double-double against her former team.
That feels good right there.
I'm sure it does.
You're like, hey, remember me? I left a legacy. Now I'm going to leave one here at Duke.
And between her and Lizzie Fleming, no middle blocking duo has appeared in more matches among active middle blocking duos in all the country. In other words, these two are experienced, and it's one of the big reasons, you know, why when we asked Coach Nagel the strengths of her team, she said the service game and the block. It's been a real difference maker for them. And for Georgia Tech, without Liv Mogridge, that makes things a little more difficult.
And you can see it because the offense in the middle has been working. Robinson with 6 kills right now. When they connect, Duke's doing a good job getting that middle connection going, and then offensively things are opening up. But you're right, Wiley, the block penetration. Robinson is working her tail off, pin to pin, antenna to antenna, to try to put 4 hands up in front of Georgia Tech's attack.
And some of that's got to be just intrinsic motivation, right? I mean, just you have to want to do that, because that's a tough assignment going pin to pin.
Yeah, and then you watch video. So not only you look at situation, you're like, in this rotation, chances are it's going out to Bertolino. Let me go ahead and cheat that way.
Just so much responsibility there in the middle. Bianca Bertolino is long. Duke stretches their lead to 2. We're getting down to the critical points in this second set.
You got the head nod from Bertolino, walking over so calmly as Coach Collier reaching for her challenge card. They're like together very often, so this will be interesting.
So we're looking at a net violation here, we think?
A touch.
A touch.
A touch off
hands.
that.
I got you, okay.
Through the seam, it looked like from our angle.
Bianca Bertolino, team captain, speaking with our head referee tonight, Luis Martinez. See whose hands we might see here. It's going to be tough to tell.
And that's a hard angle to tell because
so
it went
close.
through the seam.
Yes. So you're saying it's either going to be Elo's left or Robinson's right?
If there was a touch, correct.
All right,
but the angle to watch it is most likely like end zone angle.
Again, at that speed, the picture becomes a little pixelated there. It's just hard to get indisputable evidence.
Or possible net, because there is net motion.
Okay.
And right away you saw Bertolino coming down and making with her hands, it's like pulling her fingers forward like a net violation. She wasn't like doing the money sign, almost like a touch. It was more of a net violation.
Yeah, that's what I saw when she was, that's why I thought it might have been a net violation being reviewed. Here's the end zone look. Well, for the net violation, that's when you want to get the sideline.
Right,
yeah,
I mean, or
I should say that the net line view. Well, we will see what the story is. It's either going to be even at 21 or Duke's going to be serving with a 2-point edge and just 3 points away from evening this match at 1 set apiece. Looks like we've got a call. All right, so the call stands. And Michelle Collier's not totally convinced, but not a whole lot she can do about it. And now a couple subs coming in, Keely, for this crucial moment. Eloise Suarez, first time we've seen her. We teased her in the open. And then Leah Harper, who did not play on Sunday against Miami, but has now played in 5 of her last 6 matches. 12 in pink. Rachel Richardson serving. Suarez off the bench goes to Boza. And a battle at the net. Point, Georgia Tech.
Sometimes if you put a double sub or after a long timeout, it can create a little chaos. So right there, Georgia Tech coming up with a huge point and going back to D'Amico as the 6-2 rotation leaves the court.
So Bella D'Amico, preseason All-ACC. Coach Michelle Collier told us she just wasn't as consistent as she'd been, but man, she looks like her old self tonight, doesn't she?
I'm loving the play. D'Amico just settling in. And there's a weight that comes off your shoulders when you realize you're in your senior year and you can just play volleyball. And you know, these are memories you want to remember in a good light. You look across the net, so you have Mendez, Georgia Tech's strong blocker, right side hitter, and right in front of Gracie Johnson. That's why Gracie Johnson's not able to put up the points that we're used to seeing her put up.
Robinson floats it down. Oh, and a miscommunication between Mendez and Bozy. It falls. Duke gets the point, and Keely, you can almost feel just the attention to detail rising as we get to the end of the second set.
Because Duke has such a high jumping attack, sometimes if it's overshot, they're able to still get like a whiff contact on it. But yes, this set, Georgia Tech is earning every single point because Duke volleyball is shining.
Bertolino Meir to the middle and Fleming. Elo bumps it to Johnson. Did she get the hands? No! Point Yellow Jackets. Look at the intensity from Michelle Collier.
And then you go dun dun dun. Bianca Bertolino's going back to serve. Georgia Tech's strongest server. I thought Bryant, the libero for Duke, would picked up the dig that saved the rally, but just not enough.
Bianca Bertolino. Wow. Mendez. It's gonna be Johnson. And she gets the kill for the Blue Devils with a huge side out to take the serve away from Bertolino.
Tom Leck saved that serve receive pass. That was a major serve to start it. And then nice high shot down the line by Johnson. That's your grad student experience.
So now, a couple of set points available for Duke. This will be Emma Worthington, grad student, a transfer from Cornell. D'Amico. Anna Bosey says that's one.
How fun is this, Wiley? How fun is this? That was a good middle. It's like set the least predictable option. Go in middle. D'Amico putting it money and Bosey putting it away.
And now Paula Pimentel trying to fight off another set point for the Yellow Jackets. And she cannot. Serves it wide, point Duke. And a service error gives Duke the second set.
Duke settling into their game on the service.
So you're telling me serve receives can be a factor?
Yes, if you see either side, or Worthington or D'Amico at the net running an offense instead of running, it's going to make the offense way less predictable.
And the first point belongs to the Yellow Jackets, courtesy of Tamara Otene, now with a match high 8 kills.
So in system, out of system. When a ball's out of system, it's much like a quarterback out of the pocket with the scramble. You're not able to run the offense that you would like to run. So with the setter, you'll see a little scramble, then it becomes predictable where to set up on your block, which you saw Pierce commit over, come right with Otene on that block setup.
Because when you're scrambling, you're really cutting off half the court.
Correct.
To where you can go offensively.
And it makes it a little more obvious where it's going to set up for hands, 2 blockers in front of an attack.
So a couple quick points for the Yellow Jackets. And an overpass. Otene just piling them up right now.
Sometimes, Wiley, I wonder if it's the lighting or something in the gym, because this side of the court where Georgia Tech's on right now, it's the hot serving side. Duke got it going in the second set, but the first and third set right now, Georgia Tech doing a good job.
I'll be honest, the only difference I notice as you get an ace from Pimentel is you got the video board.
Oh.
I'm not sure if that's a factor or whatnot, but it's certainly a different backdrop than more of a static, brick wall. But a 4-0 run for the Jackets coming out into this third set.
You know, it's funny. I can hear both Coach Nego and Coach Collier. He's like, guys, quit making excuses for my players.
We've been doing this for too long to think a video board is going to be a factor. Right. And there's a point for Duke. And Lizzie Fleming.
You saw Worthington right at the net. That's how you get your middle going. That pass, you'll see it's an in system. There's not a scramble by the setter. You can run any option that you desire.
Gracie Johnson serving. Mendez punishing.
Mendez right now has 16 attempts, but it seems like she has way less because she was pretty quiet in the second set. Nice to see D'Amico getting her going right at the get-go in the third.
Well, that jumped out to me, too. She was eerily quiet in that loss against Miami, Keela. I know we talked about some other factors in that loss, but, Mendez not being her usual productive self certainly played a role. And talk about a big swing that time. Man.
When you have time to discuss, so Mendez trying to get that dig, but she's a very important player. Now getting a defensive sub coming in with Sandin.
First time we've seen Lauren Sandin this evening. Sophomore from Ashburn, Virginia. And they go right after her on the serve. Great dig from Pimentel. And the angle shot from Tamara Otene. She is in fuego in this third set.
This is where experience comes into play. So she recognized her teammate, outside hitter Bertolino, had that shot early on. Said, I remember the scouting report. Let me go ahead and hit that inside hard cut shot back to zone 4.
Over her last 5 matches now, Keely, Tamara Otene is averaging 5 kills per set and 3.5 digs per set. D'Amico to Otene, the hot hand. She digs her own block. Georgia Tech a 6-2 lead in this third set. Pierce, she got hands, and she's got the kill.
All the yeses right there to setter D'Amico. Going forward, reversing it back to Otene in transition ball, getting Pierce the ball in the slide attack. Nice job mixing up the offense.
Tamara Otene has all 4 kills for the Jackets. That time a service error in this third set.
Yeah, just take a deep breath. You're playing great right now, Otene. Give you a little, take pressure off too, putting Sandin right in front on that service play to use you as a back row attacker.
And that serve just wide from Keith. Another error and a point for the Yellow Jackets.
For Duke, I'm just waiting for a good pass. You got Robinson in your front row. She's been lights out fire getting her the ball. You just need to stick a pass to get that middle back involved.
Yellow Jackets, an 8-3 lead. Mir to Robinson. Where else was she going? How about that connection?
Yes, this is so fun to watch and call. Robinson, we know you're the hot hand right now. Who's stopping you? I'm not sure who's stopping you right going up. Number 8 in the ACC in hitting percentage with 420, showing out today.
And Bertolino blocked. Elo, Robinson, slapping 5.
A pared right there. That's a wall straight in front of you. Wow, Elo and Robinson. I mean, that was like armpits at the net on that penetration.
And now Richardson serving. Back row Otene. Bump set from Richardson. Johnson, a little off balance. D'Amico tries to flush. Bertolino. Pimentel, Bertolino again. Mir, Richardson takes flight, and she sends it off the back wall. Rachel Richardson.
Right idea by setter Mir going to the back row on that. Just a ball that was slightly off. Coach Collier really fighting hard for that double contact call, but you'll take it. Off the scramble, one arm by Pimentel.
Past the band back there. Eloise Suarez comes in, joined by Leo Harper. Keely, Rachel Richardson had 16 kills in their win over top 20 Creighton earlier this season. She was a huge part of that upset, trying to play a large role here tonight against number 13, Georgia Tech. And that's now a violation against Duke. Gives the Yellow Jackets the point.
You got Suarez coming in. That was a really nice set. She held it enough and then dished it out to Bertolino to create the seam. Wow, nicely done.
So after the ball handling error on Ngazi Elo, this is going to be Bella D'Amico serving.
Wiley, how do you not set Robinson right now if you get a good pass?
It's a good question. Got to feed her in the middle. Bertolino has to send it over the free ball. There's a collision there. Oh, Mir and Elo collided, and on a free ball, they misplay it. Point Yellow Jackets.
You'll see a lot of college volleyball teams running 6-2 offenses, which means the setter's always in the right back. If you get a free ball, you try to play the right side of the court, as we see Otene with the pickup of the layout.
Who's going to get there? Oh, Pimentel. Smothering and covering the court. Elo let it rip, but a little too high. Point Yellow Jackets.
I think Elo was more comfortable when she saw pink arms in front of her. She didn't know what to do with an open net. That was a nice reverse set by her setter, Mir.
Bella D'Amico serving. From the outside, Elo can't put it to the ground. Tomlak calling for it. Mendez to D'Amico, back to Mendez, give and go! That one towards the core of the earth.
I want to say, Wiley, did you see that? Because we just saw that. Incredible, a transition, picking up the play, and then the confidence going low and inside. Watch how low the set goes. Beautifully done.
Freshman.
Transition, boom. Going for the kill and the putaways, Mendez. Georgia Tech's all smiles right now.
Years from now, when you look at the beautiful life you've built for your family, you'll realize it was all thanks to the choices you made today. The time is now to act on your love. Connect with an agent who can help you reach your financial goals.
It's bow time.
It's not just football season, it's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Tailgate like a legend with bold, hand-breaded chicken and fluffy buttermilk biscuits. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app. It's bow time.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty. Get up to $1,500 bonus cash on the 2024 Tucson or 2.99% APR for 60 months. See your hometown Hyundai dealer.
This might be a night Bella D'Amico remembers for a long time, an opportunity to re-enter the starting lineup, Keely, in her senior year, and she has delivered tonight. Already a double-double.
You love watching D'Amico when she's confident, just dishing today, popping the ball out of her hands so clean. The confidence her teammates have in her, not only in the offense, but that defensive pickup. She's running some great volleyball today, D'Amico.
And Elo, her swing goes into the net, point Georgia Tech. A 5-0 run, and they have gotten some serious separation from Duke in the first half of this third set. Duke needs something. Otene. Mendez just floats it over the right shoulder of Elo.
You saw Elo running over. She's playing right side. She's coming off as the off blocker, running over and in. Mendez recognized that and chipped it right back to off her shoulder.
Some subs for the Blue Devils. Emma Worthington returning as Ngozi Elo takes a seat. And an ace for Bella D'Amico. A 7-0 run for the senior at the service line.
Sometimes as a volleyball player, you wish you could borrow points from one set to the next. You're like, can we just use like a 5-point cushion and go back and replay that second set? But you play on. D'Amico running a great show right now.
Yeah, Duke won that second set 25-23. Bertolino. Johnson trying to beat it over through Boese, couldn't. This time with velocity, she conquers.
And you see Gracie Johnson just avoiding the line shot with Mendez, number 11 for Georgia Tech. You avoid a 6-4 block. You're trying to go hard cross court, working the inside hand of Boese to get that to drop.
So Bryant serving. She goes far corner. Bertolino off the pad into the back wall. She's now got 6 tills. Point Yellow Jackets.
Feeling confident is D'Amico. I'm loving the pop back. It's not low. That's given the one-on-one opportunity. And you can see Bertolino in her rhythm on that attack.
Had the spin cycle going there on the Georgia Tech bench. Man. It's like a shot out of a cannon sometimes. Larissa Mendez.
Oh, way to be ready for that overpass as Pimentel, Georgia Tech's libero. You got to expect anything off of Bertolino's serve.
Duke trailing by 10 here in the third set. They will call a timeout. And Gilly, you made the point. Duke wins the second set 25-23. In the first and third set combined, Georgia Tech is outscoring Duke by 25 points.
Pretty impressive, and I think it's the side of the court why. No, I'm joking. But Georgia Tech's doing a great job getting the service game going on the first and third set, really creating the chaos. And D'Amico just popping a ball. It's not predictable where it's going, and that's when you know Georgia Tech's pretty lethal.
Look at some of those numbers there. Man, the hitting percentages, those really stuck out. And how about the Yellow Jackets, Keely? They had 0 aces on Sunday against Miami. 0. That was the first time they hadn't had an ace in a match in over a calendar year. Hadn't happened at O'Keefe in over 2 years. They've got 7 tonight. Their serve game has improved tremendously from what we saw Sunday.
And you can see that's paying off from all the practice time that you spend on. A lot of times if you take a loss, you can learn, and that's what you can see Georgia Tech doing, working on the service game, getting Bozy, the middle attack, going, Pierce going in the middle, and D'Amico getting her game back, just rocking it as that senior leader that Georgia Tech needs and has on the court.
So Yellow Jackets in firm control this third set. If you're in Duke's spot here, Keely, what's kind of the message right now? I mean, look up, you see a 10-point deficit in this third set. That feels like a pretty steep climb. What do you focus on in the short term?
The passing. So you go, we're hot in the middle. Every time we get in the middle, about 50% of those balls are going down. When you run off, you see even that was a force to the middle. The setter, Worthington, was about 10-foot line. You got to try to get them going in offense, though.
Keefe, big swing, nice dig from D'Amico. Mendez. Gracie Johnson, she has been quiet tonight outside of that second set. Hitting negative in this match. And Bozy blocked. Point Duke.
That was the right idea. I absolutely love it. That middle, you go fast. Either it's going to go down for a kill or a stuff block. Fleming won that advantage on that time, but if your hitter gets blocked, you can't shy away. You keep forcing tempo. Beautifully done on that block, though, by Fleming.
Emma Worthington will serve for Duke. She's stepping in for Devin Chang last year, who transferred in from UCLA, and prior to that, it was Alex Springate. So it's a third setter in as many years for Duke's offense. Nice dig from Worthington with the right fist. Mendez taking on Madison Bryant.
Third time's the charm. D'Amico wanted that setback, and she got it on the last one. Third set of that rally. Look how smooth that ball came out. And down the line is Mendez for the kill.
And Larissa Mendez now with 9 kills in the match. She had just 5 Sunday against Miami. It was a week ago tonight. She posted a career-high 21 kills against Florida State. Johnson with the roll shot. Back row, Bertolino. Point Duke, look at that block.
Duke is so strong on that blocking front row. If you can get one or two players get set up next to each other, that's when you know it's going to be hard to get around with that strong penetration and discipline with this experience. I don't even know how she got that one.
Yeah. Sometimes some questions can't be answered, Keely, in this crazy world of ours. Keefe. Otene beats it through the block. Point Tech.
When you have 4 hands in front of you, you don't always have to avoid the block to hit angles. That's where the defenders are set up. You see Otene going right through the seam to test to see if blockers are set up or if they're drifting.
Mendez serves wide. Point Duke.
Georgia Tech going with the double sub. Suarez coming back in, and you have Harper to create a three-hitter situation in this rotation.
Leah Harper checking in, as you pointed out. She gets a swing early. Jess Robinson, I mean, she is just on the spot, Keely, every time.
You always dream as a college coach that you have a middle that owns the net and takes that personal, anything coming close. Robinson is that dream middle you want on your team. Just anything close, she's hungry for it, putting it down.
That's what we call a bottomless appetite.
Yeah.
Please, sir, may I have another? And she does.
On cue, Robinson taking the double stuff, forcing Georgia Tech to take that timeout.
Yellow Jackets still up by 7, but I think for Duke, if nothing else, they're getting a little momentum back if they were to go into the fourth set trailing 2-1.
The difference as you grow in age, so you have Duke playing with 5 grad players, you don't get mad about mistakes. You are very in control of your game, so the bounce back is quicker. Inexperienced players, sometimes emotionally you're out for like 3 or 4 points on an error. You see a huge bounce back with Duke players. The experience on their side, they're not looking at the score right now. It doesn't matter what the score is. You see how hard Robinson is playing. You see how hard Worthington's trying to run an offense. It's the maturity that you can bounce back and not play scoreboard and just play your game together.
Was that a volleyball tip or life advice?
It's more like playing the game of volleyball.
Yeah.
And when I played professionally in Spain, I recognized that one mistake is no big deal because the next ball is coming. It's the matter of how quickly could I self-correct and move on. And then the emotional bounce back, it makes your game so much better because volleyball is at 1 point to the next. You play a game 25 points minimum on your side, let alone the other side, what they're going to do, 25, 23. That's a lot of points coming at you, a lot of different balls. You can emotionally bounce back quicker if you have that mentality. Learn and move on.
My only point was, I think as human beings, we get a little older, we tend to be a little less emotional and more comfortable with those mistakes and realizing that the next ball's coming.
Yeah, the next ball's coming.
And that service long. Point Duke, or point Georgia Tech, rather. Chestnut's a 3-0 run. Tamara Otene now. Richardson rising.
That was over the block jumping.
Worthington, Robinson, she's automatic right now.
All the yeses right there. As a setter, Worthington is just waiting for a ball that I could set Robinson. The stand, come on, Robinson transition. It's coming your way. You are hot. I'm gonna feed you until you stop.
She's now the second player in double digits in the kill column in this match. Tamara Otene with 11 for the Jackets leads all hitters. And a point there from Bianca Bertolino. She's got 7 kills and 7 digs.
That was a great set delivery. You have Suarez held the ball just enough and then popped it. She does a great job with fast wrist, creating seams for her hitters. Beautifully popped out of your hands.
Liz Patterson into serve. Richardson, pick a spot. Wow, that was close to perfect. Been really impressed with her game tonight.
And it just keeps evolving throughout the match. So Richardson, she's a junior. She'll be around for years to come. Just coming up, she trusts her ability to beat a block with speed.
Didn't get a whole lot of playing time as a freshman. In her sophomore season, a 6th rotation player. And they're going to say a double touch that time on the Yellow Jackets, and Coach Michelle Collier was jumping up and down. She's not happy with that call.
You know, when Coach Collier bust out a little Portuguese, I'm not sure if it was. You know, she's pretty upset.
Well, Duke has trimmed it from 10-6 here. Bertolino stretches it back to 7.
And that is the bounce back we're talking about. So Suarez got called with a double contact. If you're emotionally unstable as a player, immature, you might double and be hesitant. Suarez came right back, popped the ball so clean out to the outside. Watch how clean this is. Nice, beautiful line, and then Bertolino going high seam.
You were a coach at this level for many years. Is there a way for a coach to facilitate that emotional growth, or is it just something that has to happen on its own time for each individual player?
Well, you'll see the best coaches don't yell at players for mistakes. They'll teach them through the game, because it's not about, if the player doesn't know what to do, that's the key of coaching. If your player knows what to do and how to correct, then you've done your job for the bounce back. Coach Collier was a phenomenal player. Coach Claudio Pinheiro has 2 gold medals as assistant coach with the Brazilian national team. These coaches know how to train their players, and when you can look to the sideline and you know you're not going to get yelled at, but be taught, that means you're in a good environment, much like Coach Nagel's doing with Duke.
Bosey, Worthington goes back row. Pimentel with the sky-high dig. On the slide, Robinson blocked by Bertolino, and she just nicks the sideline. And now it's set point for the Yellow Jackets.
I love what Coach Collier says about Bertolino's. She's not the highest blocker, but she tends to be always in the right spot. Watch the setup. She's going to take away the angle, stops inside, recognizing Robinson was going cross court to take that away.
D'Amico serving for the Yellow Jackets. Keefe blocked. Point Jackets. And the white and gold lead this match 2-1. So D'Amico serving to begin the 4th set. Good dig from D'Amico. She has to bump it over. Fleming, pancake Pimentel. Wow! You know, they serve flapjacks this time of night. And that's going to be a violation, on a net violation against the Blue Devils. Point Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech is last in the ACC in blocks per set, but #1 in digs per set. Is their backcourt defense that's unstoppable right now. You got Pimentel laying out with that nice pancake.
And how about that finish? Even that beats the dig attack from the Yellow Jackets.
Worthington knew she had to do something in that 2-hitter rotation. Once she showed tip with her left hand, she recognized the defense was crashing in, so let me go a little deep back to the sideline.
That's her first kill tonight. Worthington, by the way, how about this number for her? 29 career double-doubles.
Yeah, incredible.
I mean, her dig is really special.
And then a degree from Cornell, and then doing your second degree at Duke is pretty nice, not too shabby.
And how about that vertical approach angle from Lizzie Fleming?
So clever. First of all, transition. You got Worthington popping a ball, and then Fleming just always ready, locked in. Such a hard worker for this middle block for Duke.
And that serve is long from Worthington. Point Yellow Jackets. Securely, the real question is going to be, is this going to be more like that second set,
right?
Where it was nip and tuck, or like the first and third where Georgia Tech got ahead early and kind of cruised to the set win? You see the service there from Duke. A lot of those came in that first and third set. And there's an ace for Bianca Bertolino. That is her 3rd tonight in the 99th of her career.
If you're a young player, you want to watch the rhythm. Bertolino does the same thing every single time. That's what you want to develop. Regardless of the score, you get into your rhythm.
D'Amico to Mendez. Dig that time from Underwood on the Duke side, and a point for the Blue Devils as it's finished off by Keefe.
What won the rally right there was a touch off the block on the outside. You have Fleming closed to get that nice block touch with Gracie Johnson. Wow.
Johnson into the net, the 10th service error for Duke, and this kind of feels like opening weekend for the Blue Devils when they really struggled. Had 21 service errors against Purdue. They had 40 service errors in those first 3 matches. And an ace for the Yellow Jackets.
There's a game within the game, so the pass and serve game is that, exactly that. So you'll see the first contact, whoever connects to you the best will set it up for the next play. So if Duke can pass, of course their middles are going, but Georgia Tech's on that service line been doing a great job.
Keefe flushes it. Duke back to within 1, but Keely, you look at 10 service errors for Duke, 9 aces for the Jackets. That's 19 points tonight that haven't even really been contested.
And Duke is still in this match.
Yes, they are.
Because the sets were so lopsided. So the second set and now the fourth set, Duke is feeling a lot more comfortable.
And that serve is long. 11 service errors.
Shot to the heart. I'm joking. How does that go?
I'm not taking that one on. I'm more of a hummer, not really a singer.
Yeah, I got nothing. This voice holds
and I
like
hum very
toe.
quietly.
Happy birthday's rough for me, Wyatt.
Robinson, oh my gosh, and Mendez can't quite get it over. Tell you what, Georgia Tech's winning the match right now, but Jess Robinson, she's winning the attention of everyone in the stands here. She is playing a terrific match tonight.
You almost want to ask her, are you going to go play professionally after this?
Yeah.
I want to watch you and follow you. Robinson, you are fun to represent Michigan quite nicely as a fellow Michigander.
Deandra Pierce, middle answering a middle.
Bella D'Amico is so strong in her middle connections. Right here, 10 on your screen to number 1 with Pierce. The pop of her hands, the trust, it's nice to see that getting going. We know Pierce can do it.
Tough first ball. D'Amico, Otene. Whacked over. And Keefe tried to cut it. Too much on it. Point Yellow Jackets.
Great scrambles and rally. Just when I thought Georgia Tech had the advantage because they took Worthington out of the offense on that first ball, you still got a good swing out of that rally. Do it.
Jess Robinson, sign me up for more, Keely. Sign me up for more from the grad transfer from Troy, Michigan.
I'm like hitting up an Instagram follow right now. I'm going to find you and keep an eye. You are fun to watch. I'll watch any highlight video coming your my way.
She's got a match-high 12 kills tonight along with 2 blocks. And keeping Duke around in this 4th set. Deandra Pierce walled off that time. Mendez throttles it to the back line.
Yes, Larissa Mendez, she stays in that back row and right back to create a 3-hitter opportunity. And then Georgia Tech adds that pipe attack as a 4th hitter. So D'Amico running the show, mixing up the least predictable player with Mendez in that rotation.
Liz Patterson going line. Ooh, good idea by Bertolino. Keefe bumps it over. Great dig from Bryant. It's going to be D'Amico, Bertolino. This is all sorts of out of system.
Right, this is a wait, what is going on
exactly.
moment.
Feels like the floors. This is just chaos. It was only fair for that to end on an error, Keely. We couldn't have a kill that time. That was sloppy.
Oh, that was comedy, actually. Coming back and forth. It was what started is Duke thought Georgia Tech had one more contact. Didn't see the double contact on it to get the ball over. That started everything.
And one thing Georgia Tech has done a superb job of this match, Keely, is getting those side outs. Over 70% in this match side out rate. What does that tell you?
That is a testament to the passing. So you have Pimentel, Bertolino, and Otene, 3 of the best passers in the ACC, and they just happen to be on one team.
Ooh, tough spot. And I think Georgia Tech at that point is just happy that nobody gets injured on that sequence. D'Amico was lunging. She kind of slid across the court right into Bertolino.
I think Coach Collier will take a whole set and say you can take it as long as you don't injure Bertolino on the outside. That's hard to do. You're like, which way do I go? My sweat and my knee pads won't stop me on that slide.
I'm not sure if Bertolino knew D'Amico was there. I mean, clearly not, I suppose. She wouldn't have
Right, you're in momentum. You're still going.
Fortunate she didn't get too high off the ground where she came down, at least not on her ankles. And a violation against Duke. Up against the net. Point Yellow Jackets, 10-8.
Pretty impressive. The way you watch number 5, Bertolino. She does something good. She does something like not good. She just acts the same way. So steady in her game, coming up after she fell with a nice swing.
Johnson with the kill. Gracie Johnson. You know, Coach Nagel says she's one of the hardest workers she's ever seen, and you know, there are times she can be hard on herself. That confidence has grown, and I think we've seen some of that tonight. This has not been her best performance. She's had to deal with special attention from the opposing defense, and she's continued to find a way to scratch and claw for points. Here she comes again, and she's got another kill. We're even at 10.
You can see when she has blocker Mendez in front of her, she's trying to work deep shots. In this rotation, Mendez blocks on the outside, so Gracie Johnson had shorter blockers to look at and was able to run her offense.
D'Amico, Anna Bosey. Just when you need her, she's there. She's 1 kill shy of matching her career high.
It is no secret, Georgia Tech's really strong in the pin attack between the 2 left side attackers and right side. To go long-term postseason, you need your middles involved, and you can see that attention to detail, really train in the middle connection with the setter.
So Bertolino's service error that time. That's the 5th for Georgia Tech in this match. 11-11. Gracie Johnson serving as Nikki Underwood subs out. Otene, she's blocked. Lizzie Fleming, one of the team captains. Duke has 4 team captains this year. They got a large team, 19 total players. Coach Nagel wanted to make sure every voice felt like they were heard.
And you'll take a senior leader right there, 5 kills, 4 blocks, showing out.
Now she's 8th all time in the Duke record book in blocks. You can see why right there again. Otene swatted away. Bertolino goes soft over. Ooh, Johnson, something was wrong there with her takeoff. She tried to push it over, and it's into the net.
This is why a team like Georgia Tech will frustrate you. They're #1 in the ACC in digs per set, and a dig counts if you cover your hitter. So Fleming actually put up a nice block on the first ball, but it's the constant coverage that the defenders for Georgia Tech sit in and protect their teammates.
Fleming. Now it's Mendez. Oh my! I'm not sure Mendez quite knew where she wanted to go with that one, but it wound up in the perfect spot.
That's great out of system. If you don't have it, you always try to test that middle of the court or take the setter out of the offense to make her play the first ball. Nice, just smart shot by Mendez.
Approaching the midway point of this 4th set. Yellow Jackets won the 1st and 3rd sets handily. Duke edged out the Yellow Jackets on a service error from Paula Pimentel, 25-23 in the 2nd. This one looking tight as well. And a kill from Larissa Mendez going cross court towards the 10-foot line.
Yes, Mendez, and the confidence that D'Amico had to go right back to her. Yes, all day. Go ahead, dish that ball, D'Amico. Put away by Mendez.
Pimentel. Keeves got the kill. She's got 9 tonight.
Keith has been quiet. It's mainly because of the passing and getting the middles involved. But if Duke is going to pull off this match, it's going to have to be all attackers involved. Nice to see Keith get that kill.
And Duke continuing to respond. And Keely, I'm close to the point where I'm not convinced it's not the other side of the court.
Right, Wiley, it's this side.
Yeah, the team to the right's won all 3 sets so far. Mendez off the dome. Richardson could not find it. Point Yellow Jackets. And we will step aside. 15-13. Tech trying to close out the Blue Devils. It's not going to be easy. Back in a moment.
Hey, what if getting insurance is scary? What if the jargon makes me feel alone and in the dark?
At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs. Great. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
It's bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Tailgate like a legend with bold hand-breaded chicken and fluffy buttermilk biscuits. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app. It's bow time.
The holidays are coming to the Home Depot with free delivery on over 2 million items. So let the prepping begin by dreaming a little bigger and lighting up your home with a lot more joy this season. Get holiday ready at the Home Depot.
Last night, I made a wish on a star. And the star answered.
This Thanksgiving, the star with such power, I can do anything.
I have to stop him.
Be careful.
Knowing what I know now.
What you wish for.
It's a dead end.
With unsanded mahogany.
Good find.
My butt found it. Disney's Wish. Rated PG. Only in theaters November 22nd.
Here's a look at our ACC standings. We are approaching the midway point of conference play. And to me, Keely, there's kind of a top 7 and a bottom 8 that is separating themselves. Miami got a win tonight, so they're now 6-3. Notre Dame took a loss tonight at Virginia Tech. They fall to 4-5. And how about Wake Forest? They're at 5-3. They've got a lead on Louisville 2-1, although the Cardinals currently lead the 4th set 18-2. Here, the Jackets trying to stay near the top of that pack, and it's a kill out of the break for Duke. They cut it to 1.
I love talking to all ACC coaches. So we have Coach Collier and Coach Nagel talk about there's no easy team in the ACC. Each team will push you and will only be a couple points either way. So the attention to detail of every point is only grown throughout ACC volleyball.
Florida State and Pittsburgh, by the way, winning in clean sweeps tonight. Not sure how that stayed alive. Richardson at the net, a battle. tonight. Jess Robinson, not just the kill, but an over-the-hand fist bump.
You just knew any ball going up with Robinson making a swing or a block, that ball's going straight down. Just when I thought the play from Otene laying out would save the rally, to finish it off has been your grad student transfer with the kill. I'm loving your play, Miss Robinson.
Yeah, fifth-year player leads Duke with 14 kills. Larissa Mendez, the freshman, leads the Jackets with 14 kills. She's hitting over 400. And there's that service error again, biting Duke. Their 12th of the match.
It's like an offensive lineman.
Yeah, a bunch of false starts.
Right, be false start, like just turn the camera. I feel bad, I've missed so many serves in my life.
Yeah, and look, that's going to happen. And,
right.
And some nights are tougher than others. The problem is for Duke, it's been a lot of folks. And Jess Robinson, I don't care. I don't care. That's what she's saying.
Give me the ball. That's when I love that, when you go with a player that's that hot and then wants the ball, looking at her setters like, keep feeding me, I am hot. It's like knowing your power, Wiley. Robinson knows her power.
Bertolino with the tool. Point Yellow Jackets. That's now 3 Georgia Tech hitters with double-digit kills as Bertolino secures her 10th.
Bertolino loves to get the square up look at the block. Give her forehands, her favorite shot is a tool. Got incredible vision to go off those blockers' fingers.
This is the 3rd time, by the way, in the last 5 matches, or 4 matches. Try it one more time. 3rd time in 5 matches for Robinson. She's got double-digit kills in the middle. An overpass. Bosie can't finish it. They go to Robinson. Where else? Otene leaning forward behind the 10-foot line. Johnson down the line. And Otene buries her head in the court. Couldn't quite get there. Duke's pulled even.
Johnson is figuring out her game. This is where maturity, and we're talking about that emotional bounce back. Nothing is passing the game from Johnson, figuring out she can hit that high line shot. Doesn't have to go hard, it just has to be placed.
Bertolino blocked. She feeds Otene. Nice dig from Keefe. Johnson uncorks one, and it is rejected by Anna Bosie.
Bosie, a 6'2" sophomore middle blocker with some want-to getting her start. Great penetration and hang time. That little extra effort are those extra reps in the weight room. You earned it right there, Bosie.
6 kills, 5 blocks tonight for the sophomore from, you guessed it, Troy, Ohio. Same hometown as Jess Robinson. Or Ranger Park, both Troy. She's Troy, Ohio. Robinson, Troy, Michigan.
That's right.
Both from Troy. Apologies, Keely. I got a little carried away.
Oh, you got it? And then, what was that, Troy, Alabama?
Yeah, exactly. Bertolino the kill.
You can tell my Michigan accent is not from Alabama. I was like, yes. Alabama? Alabama? A little accent on that. Bertolino just ready, redirecting pretty hard with that overpass.
Yeah, timeout there for Duke now. And look, Keely, I'm not saying it never happens, but it certainly is uncommon. You see a team that loses a set by 10 or more points, not once, but twice. And in the next set, they punch right back. And that's what we've seen from Duke tonight. They, again, tons of service errors in that first set. They come back to win set number 2, 25-23. Looks like Georgia Tech takes back control of the match, cruising to that 3rd set win, and Duke has come back and punched right back. And there are the numbers to show.
Coach Nagel says we have 19 players on our team and anyone can play. We are that deep, that experience, and you're seeing that experience, the bounce back from set to the next. Duke's doing a much better job with the middle leadership that you're seeing with Robinson. Coach Nagel's really confident in the group that she has, a good cohesive unit playing hard together, and they're not going away here in the 4th.
The Yellow Jackets have not lost back-to-back home matches in over 2 years. They were swept by Miami on Sunday. Leading this 4th set by 2, leading the match 2-1. If you're Georgia Tech, are you sitting here looking at Duke saying, the player that's hurting us is Jess Robinson? How do we slow her down?
You rely on your service. So if Robinson gets one-on-one opportunity, that means that was a good pass. So you go, we got to serve it tougher. We have to create the scramble and really stop the outside attack. We're going to go ahead. Robinson one-on-one should probably win the advantage, but now she's off the court.
Yes, and the
we
rotation.
have to push points.
Now you want to get that separation here and now. Nikki Underwood has come in. 13 in blue, stationed in the back row there as he prepares to receive from Bella D'Amico. There it is, Underwood. Gracie Johnson skied high in the air. And a double touch for Duke. Ball handling error. Point Yellow Jackets. And the white and gold has crossed the 20-point threshold. And it seems like Bella D'Amico has been at the line every time Tech's trying to close out a set.
Pretty.
Oh, not twice in 1 week. We saw Paula Pimentel do her best Pele impression last Sunday. That time she didn't quite have enough time to get that leg working.
She was hoping for a back-to-back ESPN highlight on that one.
Yeah, how about that moment? She not only kept the point alive with the kick save, but kicked it back over to Miami's side of the net. And I think it might have been that chair on the pitch. Service ace, Emma Worthington.
Not going anywhere.
Nope.
Likewise for Duke. This is the rotation you need to push. Worthington, your setters, back to serve. That means keep your right side hitters in the front row. That's a really strong blocking lineup, and then a lot of offensive options to work with.
So Duke hanging in there, and we touched on it off the top, Keely, but they've done a pretty good job of beating the teams they're supposed to beat. Boston College last Friday, maybe the exception. Although I think BC, I mean, again, they're certainly a competitive ACC team. But Duke still looking for a signature ACC win, a chance to knock off somebody at the upper rungs of the ACC ladder. They've got that opportunity here tonight. What's the message in that huddle right now?
You just got to go for it. So right now, the pressure's off of you. When you play with pressure free and you rely on your experience of what you bring, you just look into each other's eyes as this is where we compete and we stay together. So it comes down to how hard you can execute every play and take care of your own individual role to then execute a strong force against this Georgia Tech defense.
Duke has not beaten Georgia Tech in any venue since 2017. The Yellow Jackets have won the last 5 meetings. That last win for Duke was on this court.
I would love to see Mendez go up the gut again with that like 2 or 1.5 attack. That was a sweet play if Georgia Tech can get a pass and execute that ball.
Worthington still serving, the 5th-year setter. A grad student transfer from Cornell. The pass from Bertolino. D'Amico gives it back to her. And the block, Lizzie Fleming has knotted us at 20.
All pure want to right there. Coach Nagel giving her a sideline call. Great job. Great penetration and vision to jump at the right time.
It's Bosie, and she's blocked. Fleming flexing her muscles. Timeout, Georgia Tech.
Sideline to sideline is Fleming taking care of business. 6'3" grad student doing it on one end, then she said, go ahead, give it to her. And I'm coming at you on the other.
That was your key tonight, Keely. Duke's block. That was the first topic we brought up in our open. And it is what has kept Duke alive in this match and in this 4th set.
She's showing everyone that's a teammate right there. Like, girl, you just did that. Penetrated one sideline. How fun is that, those team huddles, when your teammate does something really well.
So Georgia Tech now out of timeouts. The Yellow Jackets plenty familiar with 5-set matches this year. They played in 4 straight prior to that sweep defeat against Miami. Duke, meanwhile, has played a couple of them in ACC play. They've lost them both. Florida State and Boston College, those were both on the road. Duke still got about 20 seconds or so left in this timeout. The Yellow Jackets have retaken the floor, and there you hear the roar from the visitors' huddle.
That's right, feeling confident. Worthington is nice service run, getting a good rhythm going. She's like, oh yeah, it's my serve.
Yeah, that's the 2nd timeout Georgia Tech has taken during this run for Worthington. It's currently at 4-0. Here we go.
Georgia Tech put Bertolino on this right side to give her a different look right in front of Johnson.
And they serve it to her. D'Amico goes to Mendez, soft touch. No, another point for Duke. Lizzie Fleming just seizing control of this 4th set right now. That is her net.
Playing inspired. Come on, Fleming, 3 blocks on 5 points. Nice job.
Suarez to Mendez. It's Keefe, soft touch, and a kill for Duke, and the Blue Devils are poised to force a 5th set.
These are the rotations. You got 3 attackers, nice and strong, good options to work with. Watch Worthington, right, go back to Keefe. A little change-up tip shot down the line.
What fight for Duke. Mendez is blocked. And another block. No, but they say it was just wide of the sideline, and the point goes to Georgia Tech.
Oh my goodness, Fleming, that was one of the best blocking performances in a short period that I've seen in a long time. Sideline to sideline, you were covering ground.
And now Bianca Bertolino, Georgia Tech's top server at the line.
Wow.
And how about a time for her 100th career ace?
Okay, Bertolino. I'm sure she's not looking at that stat, because right now the only thing she's looking at is, I want to win this match. Bertolino going up, nice, beautiful jump top spin power.
She's got one-on-one on her mind. Keefe. Otene. And it lands on the Duke side. Wow. Otene could not have rolled that ball across the net better. And here we go. Tied at 23. Are we playing 5, or are the Yellow Jackets going to pick up their 7th ACC win of the year?
That was a nice friendly bounce, causing Coach Nagel to take a timeout. Wiley, you have Georgia Tech's best server, Bertolino, on the service line. And then for Duke, you're in a 3-hitter, strong blocking and offensive performance. First ball contact, we talked about it all match. It will come down to who can execute this ball.
I think if you had told Georgia Tech they could win the match by picking up 2 points in what you might argue is their most dangerous rotation, they'd sign up for that, huh?
Oh yeah, you'll take it right there.
I think the only thing they might prefer is if they're on the other side of the court.
The friendly side.
Yeah, by the way, this
line.
is gone. Again, not that it means a whole lot, but it's funny. It's been 2 entirely different sets, with Duke on the right side and Georgia Tech on the left. Well, it's been a 3-headed monster for the Yellow Jacket offense this year. Quite a contrast to last year's team, which reached the 2nd round of the NCAA tournament. It's been well balanced between Bertolino, Otene, and the freshman Mendez. And tonight, it's been similarly balanced, especially because Mendez, despite fewer swings, actually leads the team with 14 kills. So here we go. Bertolino out of the timeout, tied at 23.
Oh my goodness. Somebody hit net.
Back row. And Bertolino earns match point for the Jackets.
Wiley.
And I think Coach Nagel, you pointed it out in real time, Keely. Coach Nagel's going for the challenge card here.
Can we just talk about the serve and then the pass? I thought that ball was going down and then the stick in the pass. But yes, I saw some net motion. Not sure who it was.
Well, if you're Duke, even if you're not sure it wasn't one of your players, there's not a whole lot you lose here, considering you're staring down match point and you're out of timeouts. I mean, you can make an argument, Keely, a coach would challenge something on this play no matter what, just to get that extra timeout and slow things down.
And right now we have all the fans looking at our screens wanting to see.
I always feel so popular during these replay reviews.
Right? Like we have all these friends.
So we'll wait until we get a look at this. You know, Duke lost a heartbreaking match last Friday against Boston College in 5. All righty, what do we got here?
Gosh, that was tight. It had to be the hands at the top.
Yeah.
The little motion. So that was the first ball.
It was the only time the net moved.
Well, it was second contact.
Yes.
So off the pass, the setter at the net. Was it between Bozy Well, it's definitely between Bosey and Worthington.
So you're saying this touch right here? That's
Yeah.
not when after the pass.
Correct.
Obviously, we're not in charge of the replay here. This is the officials dictating where we're looking.
I mean, I'm impressed with that pass you got off. Nice job.
And headset's coming off. This is Harold Weber on the call. Replay review will be match points. It's a point for Georgia Tech. The call stands, and now it's match point for the white and gold. And they've got Bianca Bertolino at the line. Sold out crowd on its feet.
Wow.
Mendez wins the match.
You'll take the tackle after a win. Georgia Tech's hard-fought comeback, pulling in a full team effort. Bianca Bertolino putting her team on her shoulders. The